323 unknown network traffic. We're going to generate some traffic. We did normal traffic last time. Got 5 pieces of normal traffic. Now we're going to make some unknown traffic or irregular traffic. And the thing is, when you do this kind of traffic, it could be bad stuff. So how the network's built. Remember, we're going to probably have to reference, put a few notes in. Going to have to reference those IP addresses. And my lab's loaded, so let's begin. You will learn how to use this network scan tool too, but you'll get to it when we get to it. Let's start with the first one. Whenever you scan a network, the targeted computers respond and interact with the scan. With an unscheduled or unauthorized scan, the security professionals in charge of the network are alerted to the unexpected traffic. They can start capturing the data. All right, so we're going to be scanning, but it's an unauthorized scan. So we launch this, and we're logged into target Windows 01. From this, let's open up Web 01. Why do I have two things open? We're going to open up Web 01 here, so that's going to be in your connections folder. And Web 01. And hit connect. It takes about a minute to do. I'll pause the video. So we're up. We open Wireshark right here. And in Wireshark, I am going to select Ethernet port 4 and this command right here, this filter that filters out all the PLTW traffic. Hit Control-Alt-Delete to open up this side thing so we can copy and paste. Now that I pasted it in there, I can paste. Oh, I'm going to click Ethernet 4 and click here and then hit capture. Now it's capturing. I think it's going to ask me to minimize, so I'm going to minimize. Back on this, we're going to start Nmap Zenmap GUI, which is this eyeball thing right here. So you open up this eyeball thing, and this is just going to scan the network right here. So we got to put some information in. For target host, we're going to type this information 10.2.0.0.24. And then in profile, we're going to select quick scan, and then we're going to start our scan right here. So copying that over, going to paste this over here. And then paste this into target. And then we're going to do quick scan and hit scan. This will scan the whole network. And why does it do this filter of 10.2.0.0.24? There's some information about this. It's going to try to find, if you do this, it's a special nomenclature called a subnet, which is a smaller part of the large network. The particular subnet lets it scan all hosts with IP addresses between 10.2.0.0 and 10.2.0.255, which is the biggest number. So it'll find everything on the network. So it's a way to kind of like, oh, I don't know what hosts are here, but find all of them. Cool. So the scan's done, and you notice it's going to pick up some hosts. 10.2.0.1, 0.2, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 8. But you're like, wait a minute. There should only be 5, 6, 7, and 8 on here. What are those other ones? And those other ones, and it says in the lesson here, are just PLTW stuff. The lab, security lab. So you ignore 1, 2, and 9. We're just going to pretend they're not there. Everything else is normal. While the scan's running, we're going to create this table. Now, I've done it already in the notes for my class. And I've actually filled this in because I did this lesson before. So you're going to make this table and use the host column. Your top topology diagram, record the IP addresses and host name from each address. So what I want you to do first is you're going to fill in IP address and host name. These are the ones that you know. There's some default stuff already there. You put those in. Web 01, pump monitor, pump PLC. It's the same computers as from this diagram right there. All right, you put those in. And then it's going to ask you, but be sure to leave room. Okay, so we'll fill the rest of this in when the scan's finished. It is finished right now. Okay, so now with a completed scan, click on the IP addresses of one of your known hosts and select the host details tab. So let's start with 8, it's the top one. We're going to go to host details. The things that you're going to have to fit in with host details is you're going to have to enter the number open ports, filtered ports, and closed ports. All right. So open ports, filtered ports, and closed ports, we're going to fill in open, filtered, and closed right here. And we're going to do that for all of the options: 6094, 2098, 8092. And notice I've already filled those in. Okay, boom, 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 boom. All right. And then for each host, view all the ports are open, make sure there's a note services. You can save the results of the scan. Okay, we also have to in here. We wanted to put all of the services in here. Where was that? Click the IP addresses. For each host, select the ports host tab. That's what I'm looking for. Now, here's all the, each one of these, we can start with 8. Here's the ports actually open. You know, when it says there's 4 open, here they are. You also want to record that. I suggest using the snip tool, which is what I did, and just snip it and paste it. That was really easy to me. Or you can type them in by hand. But fill that in. That fills in your whole table. You're done with the table. All right. After you do this, I want you to save and scan as a PDF. So I'll demonstrate doing that again. So we're on step 10 right now. From the menu bar, click scan and print. So it's because you want to scan, save scan. What does it say? Scan print. Okay. Oh, we're going to go print. So we're going to save this as a PDF right here. So Microsoft print to PDF, say print. And we'll just save it on the desktop of this. We'll just save it on the desktop. Who cares? And then we'll call it, I don't know, 323 PDF. Sure. And you'll notice it'll pop up. There it is. The PDF is saved. All right. Oh, I guess you could have called it quick scan. Sure. Let's call it that. I'm going to rename it. And 2, 3. Go quick scan. Sure. Back on your web 01. So stop the Wireshark capture and save the capture as your name web 01, unknown one. And then save it as a TCP dump. All right. So we go back to that. We've generated all this traffic from doing that scan. We're going to stop it. We're going to go to save as. And we're going to choose TCP dump, the second one down. And we're going to save it in your name. I'm going to go Brophy. This is period 2, web 01, unknown 1. So make sure you call it at least unknown 1 because you're going to need records of this. And you're saving it. Now you saved it, yay, but now we got to transfer it over, right? So I'm going to minimize this connection. How do we get it over to this lab? And then we have to get it to our real PC. So to get it over to that lab, step 13, we're going to use FTP from Target Windows 01 to grab it. All right. So how do you do that again? You open, now you're going to have to repeat this a few times. All right. So we're going to FTP into that web server and you're like, wait, what's it number again? 10207. So FTP into 10207. Yeah, they don't spell it. They kind of tell you what to do, but they don't baby you through all the steps as much anymore. So you're going to have to enter the username and password for web01. And if you don't remember that, that's why I wrote it down. It's anonymous with a blank password. Kind of weird, but okay. And blank password. Now we're in. The first thing I would do is type binary because you have to be in binary mode if you remember. And now it tells you you have to go into the ISA tools folder and then you're going to have to use a get command. So I like doing ls to just look at everything in here. It's like, oh, there's the ISA tools. So CD into ISA tools. It doesn't matter if you do capitals or not. I'm going to do ls again so I can see it. There's Brophy Web 01. So I'm going to get, and I can copy and paste this line right here. Hit enter, data transfer is complete. How can you confirm it transferred? Well, it saves into the C drive, the users, and administrator. Right there. So it transferred in. We're good. All right. So I can quit out of this. I think it tells me to quit out of it. Yep. Close the PowerShell. Yep. Close it. Now I want to transfer these over. And I want to transfer this PDF over too. The way you do this is it's in the G drive, the download folder. As soon as, I'll close that because that's spoilers from last time. You drag it into downloads and it'll pop up here. This is like your regular browser. Now you have it on your real computer and you can save it. I'm going to save this file too. I don't know if I'm supposed to, but here it is. Why not? Going to download. I've had weird issues with this. I would just copy and paste. And it works sometimes. I had weird issues with this today. Maybe you have to cut and paste. I don't know why it didn't download. I've downloaded it before. Oh, now it's all gone. Can I paste it in here? Well, don't cut. Copy and paste. It's worked for me before. I don't know why it's being weird like that, but I saw that today. Oh, well. I'm going to keep going. I have a copy of that file anyways somewhere else, so I don't need it. As long as you get the PCAP files, that's the real important part. The PDF wasn't really important. Now, this next part says we're going to modify the topology to show this. So this is neat. It shows you the red line. This is the unknown traffic. These were the baseline 1, 2, and 3 that we created. This is that unknown traffic. Like scanning from target Windows 01 to scan the network via Web 01 is bad. This one, target Windows 01 can check the website. That's okay. But connecting to scan is bad. All right. All right. We're on to the next one. So we're going to, another unusual activity is in the network is browsing the internal website on Web 01 from Prompt Monitor. Like you're only supposed to browse that website from target Windows 01. If Pump Monitor tried to browse it, it's not supposed to. Pump Monitor only sends files over here. So that could be kind of sus. So what do we do? Okay, so let's simulate that. We're going to connect to Pump Monitor via connections. That's step 15. So I can close ZenMap right here. Close anyways. Oh, maybe I didn't save something right. And I'm going to go to connections. We're going to go to Pump Monitor. And it's Pump Monitor. And then the credentials are user and password. So the username and password. And now I'm connected. Necessary. Open up Windows. Restore your previous connections. Okay, we got to open up Web 01. Hopefully you didn't close it, because it takes forever. We have this open again. On web, start another Wireshark capture. If you start a new Wireshark session. Okay, so we don't want this information, but what you can do is I like to say file. Wait. I think if we quit that. Oh, I have to open it all up again. So we just to start a new one. We have to click Ethernet port. And we're going to have to, okay. I probably could have done that differently. Didn't have to type this again, but oh well. Not a huge deal. Captured. I'm capturing traffic again. Why does it get traffic right away? Something else open? Okay, something didn't work right. Do that filter. Oh, you hit close. That's what you do. Ethernet 4, not port, not. Run that again. I don't know if there should be traffic going right now. That's kind of weird. It doesn't normally happen. I don't think there's anything supposed to be going on. About saving. Did I leave PowerShell open? No. Okay, that should be open. Huh. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to click on that again. Not port. Start. Yeah, there shouldn't have been traffic. That was weird. You get traffic right away. Try it again. I don't know why that didn't work out right. Maybe I didn't do maybe the filter didn't apply right. Okay, so instead of using web browser, okay, we're not actually going to use like Chrome. We're actually using a text-based browser to make an HTTP request. So a browser, it's like Linux type stuff. Just links. So we're going to type back in Pump Monitor. We're actually going to do this command or this line right here. So it uses links to browse 10207 because Pump Monitor doesn't have the GUI, doesn't have Chrome and stuff on it. It's just this. So what I can do is paste Pump Monitor right there. And I'm trying to paste it. It doesn't work, but like right clicking, then it would appear for some reason. So there. Now this is the website. It looks gross, but there it is. And so this is simulating behavior. You don't need to browse it. Just exit by typing Q. Like, oh, you can look around here to the next page. Great. This would, I mean, some of these words are similar, but just hit Q. And then are you sure you want to quit? Yes. There, we browsed the website. We generated traffic and closed the connection to Pump Monitor. That's going to be the next step right there. Yes, I want to close it. That's 21. All right, we generated that traffic. So let's go back to Web 01. And notice all this traffic's here. And what do we do in this case? We're going to save the file. We're going to do just like we did before, 23 and 24, transfer it over to Target Windows 01, and then download it to our local machine. So same steps we just did for the last file. So stopped it. Going to save it as, let's go Brophy period 2 web 01 unknown 2 this time. Oh, change it to the pcap file and save it. So that's saved. And now I don't connection here. I want to be on this computer. I open up PowerShell. You got an FTP into 10.2.0. What was it? 7? I forget. 7, I thought it was. 7 is the website. Anonymous. No password. I'm in. Okay, I have to CD and ISA tools. And then that web unknown 2, I'm going to get web unknown 2. Boom. Transfer is complete. Do I want to confirm that it transferred? I go to C drive, go to users, go to administrator. Boom, second one's there. Now I could wait to transfer these to the very end, but you don't want this to crash on you. I'm going to downloads and hope it works right. Okay, let me play with this. Pausing the video. All right, so I think what it was, I took this PowerShell thing, I didn't quit out of FTP, and it might have still like had the file controlled. So I couldn't like make a copy of it. Like it might have still, you know how like sometimes you have to like eject a USB drive to remove it safely. I'm going to pretend that was the problem. Kind of makes sense to me. My screen reformatted. So I was able to transfer. I got them both. So let's scroll down. That was step 23 or 24. The last one we do. The last unusual network traffic you'll create is a transfer of a file from Web 01 to Pump PLC using FTP. So we're going to transfer it from Web 01 to Pump PLC. So this would be like, hey, if a hacker got into Web 01 and they use that as a way to send a file to your Pump PLC, and that's the thing actually controlling the pumps. That can be dangerous if it is a file that lets them control when the pumps turn on and off, or disable the pumps. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you don't want. You're working at a water treatment facility. You don't want someone to come in and be able, it's one thing just to be able to see what's going on, but it's another thing to be able to potentially damage the facility. And that can be bad news. So, okay, I'm going to close that PowerShell. So, one last thing we skipped here. I didn't modify the topology. So if I were to modify that, I would have drawn a line from Pump Monitor. It was Pump Monitor going to Web 01, right? Checking out the website. So I'd say, put a red line, Pump Monitor, this is unknown 2, going to Web 01. And it was doing like this same traffic, the browsing the website. Pump Monitor was choosing to browse the website on Web 01. That's unknown traffic. That one shouldn't be browsing. Is that going to be bad to browse the website? Well, it's just information. Potentially, if a hacker got access to Pump Monitor, then they would have access to your internal information. So maybe they get other information about the network or whatever reason they'd want that. All right. So last step right here. This is going to be about trying to send a file to Pump PLC from Web 01. Let's open the Web 01 connection again. Hopefully you still have it open. I still have it open. Yay. Takes so long. Now we're going to start yet another Wireshark. They put a yet in here because they're like, yet another time doing this. So I think what you can do is hit close in here, not quit, because it quits the program. That closed that Wireshark. So, oh yeah, at least my filter's up. And I can hit go. Sweet. It's capturing. All right. Now, don't minimize it this time. Still on Web 01. Open a PowerShell on Web 01 and issue an ls command. You'll notice a large text file. So we open up this PowerShell. And we're going to do an ls command. Notice we have this big mywebfile.txt. So that's going to be a file that maybe that's, hacker's file or whatever. We're going to send that file over to the other computer. Now it's generating some, I don't know why it's doing it. Maybe it's supposed to. Maybe that's normal. I don't know. It does, it's related to 10201, so that is, remember, that's just PLTW nonsense, so that probably doesn't really matter anyways. We use this. Okay, still on this, and now we're going to start an FTP session to pump PLC from Web 01, right? So we're going to FTP into pump PLC. And I forgot, pump PLC is 10205. I always have to go back to check that. 10205. And the username and password, you might be like, what's that again? Vagrant. Or it's in your notes too, hopefully. Vagrant. And now we're logged in. Okay, so I'm going to hit an ls command just to show you what's in here. Pump log and this VBox thing. Pump log, remember it from the last lesson. We downloaded it as normal traffic. All right, so now we're going to send a file in. Transfer the interesting file you discovered in Web 01 to pump PLC. So here's some hints. Because this file is Web 01 and your FTP session is logged into pump PLC from L01, you have to use from Web 01, you're going to have to use a put command. So it's put mywebfile.txt. There's your hints. So put, not get, it's actually putting it. You're pushing it out. mywebfile.txt. We got that name because it's listed right here. That's the file I'm trying to send. Hit enter. Hit enter. There. Whew. Okay. Okay, transfer complete. It looked like it took, a few seconds actually to do that. Okay, that might take a few seconds. Now let's issue ls command again as logged in. Notice now my web file is right there with pump log. Before, that's why I did the ls before. It wasn't there. Now it is there. So transferred over successfully. Quit the FTP session from pump and close PowerShell. We're going to quit and we're going to close this PowerShell. Back on, okay, stop the capture and save it as Web 01 unknown 3 and then download it to target Windows 01 and download it to your local machine. All right, so stop. This is the yet another one of these. So I'm going to go Brophy _2 Web 01 unknown 3 done. Okay, I saved it as this. Now I'm just going to minimize it. I want to grab it. I want to FTP it. So I'm going to FTP to the website 207. Username anonymous. No password. I'm going to switch to binary because you got to do that for some reason. I'm going to CD to ISA tools. Done this so many times. I'm going to see unknown 3. So I'm going to get this time, not put. Get. I like saying get and push, not put. But they do put. Okay, same idea. Get it. Transfer is complete. And you just saw that pop up right there. Unknown 3 is here. I'm going to quit out of this FTP because I think I have to do that. And I'm going to go to Guac, Amoli, download. Oh, and it worked. Yay. Oh, it's a bigger file too. It's way bigger. I got 21 megabytes. That's a lot more traffic. Okay, cool. And you're done. Now, how would I modify the topology? So what I would say, I'm going to go back to this one. So if I were to draw on this screen, and you know what? Let's do this right. I draw on this screen, I do red. The first thing that you should have had is an arrow. I would have an arrow like this. And then I would say with this arrow, this is going to be unknown 2. This is pump, monitor, browsing, website. You know, it's going to browse the website. You can use those words. I'm going to use my words. Now, this other traffic that we generated, it's going to be from this web guy going to pump PLC. And this is going to be unknown 3 and web 01 FTP a file to pump PLC. Okay. Yep. Those are the unknown traffics. I'd write it like that if you got something like that. Make it look nicer, whatever. And that's your lesson today, folks. Congratulations.